I never thought that I would ever be burying my child. I never thought that. I thought my kids would be burying me.
Jasmine Bennett and Darnell Johnson got the news on Saturday they feared the most. After weeks of searching for 17-year-old London Thomas, police knocked on their door.
When they told us they found her body, I couldn't breathe. I'm like, this can't be real. Like no, my she's coming home. She's alive. Like, this is not real.
She was 17. She trusted him. He suffocated her and sealed her body in a plastic bin like garbage. London Thomas called her sister for a ride home from her ex-boyfriend's house. She never made it out alive. London Thomas was just starting her life in Inkster, Michigan, when 23-year-old Jalen Pendergrass decided to end it. For 3 weeks, her family searched desperately while her killer and his mother moved her body around like a piece of furniture, asking friends to help dispose of what they claimed was just stuff in a sealed container. Today, we're exposing the calculated cruelty that took London's life. You'll hear the exact timeline of how a mother helped her son cover up murder. You'll learn about the friend who unknowingly moved London's body. And you'll discover how a family's relentless search for answers finally brought 2 killers to justice. This is London's story, and we're going to say her name.
Top story, fears growing over the safety of 17-year-old London Thomas. Saturday marking 2 weeks since London was last seen.
This afternoon, family and friends met in Westland to search for her. According to family, the teen from Detroit was last seen with her boyfriend in Inkster, but her cell phone last pinged in Westland.
Investigators are pleading for anyone with any information to come forward.
Well, today, 7 News Detroit reporter Sarah Michaels spoke with London's heartbroken mom and got an update from Detroit police.
I don't care about money. I don't care about anything besides my daughter being back in my home, alive, safe, and well.
Thursday, Jasmine Bennett gathered family and friends to search Hines Park in Westland for her 17-year-old daughter, London Thomas. Saturday will mark 2 weeks since London went missing.
She was very connected to her sisters. They didn't go a day without talking to each other, no matter where they were, what they did. So all of this is strange. We haven't talked to her. We haven't seen her. We know nothing.
Detroit police say London was last seen with her boyfriend on April 5th on Carlisle Street in Inkster. However, London's phone was last pinged near Cooper Upper Elementary School on Ann Arbor Trail Road in Westland.
She's 17. Who she was actually dating is 23 years old.
We are looking into possible foul play. We do have 2 persons of interest right now that we are investigating.
Detroit police tell us they are searching diligently and multiple search warrants have been executed. This is the second search party London's family has held themselves.
She'll be 18 in May 10th, and that makes it even worse.
At this point, I'm trying not to lose hope. I'm trying not to lose faith.
Please just come home. I don't care what reason, just come home.
London Thomas was 17 years old, a young woman from Inkster, Michigan, who carried herself with the confidence of someone ready to take on the world. Her father, Cedric Salisbury, describes her as vibrant, the kind of daughter who lit up every room she entered. Her grandmother, Justina Martin, remembers London as a girl with big dreams and an even bigger heart. At 17, London was navigating that crucial transition from teenager to young adult. She was building relationships, making plans, and learning to trust her own judgment about people. Like many girls her age, she was exploring romantic relationships and trying to figure out what love was supposed to look like. London lived in a close-knit family structure. Her stepfather, Darnell Johnson, had watched her grow up and considered her his own daughter. Her sister was more than family. She was London's trusted confidant and safe harbor. When London needed help, her sister was always there. This family bond would become crucial in the weeks following London's disappearance, as they refused to give up searching for her. What made London special wasn't just her youth or her dreams, it was her trust. She believed in people. She gave second chances. She saw the good in others, even when maybe she shouldn't have. This beautiful quality, this openness to love and connection, would ultimately be weaponized against her by someone who was supposed to care about her safety. London was at that vulnerable age where young women are still learning to recognize red flags, still believing that love conquers all, still trusting that the people who claim to care about them actually do. She was 17, full of life, full of hope, and completely unprepared for the evil that was about to destroy everything she was and everything she could have become. London's relationship with Jalen Pendergrass began like many teenage romances, with excitement, attention, and the intoxicating feeling of being chosen by someone older. Jalen was 23, 6 years older than London, which gave him an automatic position of influence and perceived maturity in her eyes. But age gaps in teenage relationships often mask power imbalances, and Jalen's extra years weren't bringing wisdom. They were bringing manipulation tactics that London, at 17, wasn't equipped to recognize or resist. The relationship had recently ended, but Jalen remained connected to London's life. This is a critical detail that many people overlook when analyzing domestic violence cases involving young victims. The end of a relationship doesn't mean the end of danger. In fact, it often marks the beginning of the most lethal phase. Research shows that the period immediately following a breakup is when intimate partner violence escalates to its most dangerous levels. The abuser's sense of control has been threatened, their access to their victim has been limited, and their desperation to reassert dominance reaches a breaking point. On April 5, 2025, London made a decision that seemed routine and safe. Her sister dropped her off at Jalen's house in Inkster. This wasn't unusual. London had been there before, and despite their breakup, she likely felt comfortable enough to visit. Maybe she thought they could talk things through. Maybe she believed they could remain friends. Maybe she just needed to collect her belongings. What London didn't know was that Jalen had already decided this visit would be her last. The fact that London's own sister dropped her off at the location where she would be murdered adds another layer of tragedy to this case. Her sister, who loved and protected London, unknowingly delivered her to her killer. The guilt and trauma that this family member must carry is unimaginable. London trusted Jalen enough to be alone with him. She trusted him enough to enter his space. She trusted him enough to believe that even though their romantic relationship was over, he wouldn't hurt her. This trust, this basic human assumption that people won't murder you, was the weapon Jalen used against her. London Thomas was dropped off at Jalen Pendergrass's house by her sister. This was the last time anyone in London's family would see her alive. What happened in those final hours remains known only to her killer, but the medical examiner's findings tell us everything we need to know about London's final moments. London died from asphyxia. She was suffocated. This wasn't a crime of passion or a moment of rage that got out of hand. Asphyxiation takes time. It requires sustained effort. It means that for minutes, long, terrifying minutes, London knew she was dying, and Jalen Pendergrass chose to continue killing her. While London's family began searching for their missing daughter, Jalen and his mother, Charla Pendergrass, were orchestrating one of the most callous cover-ups in recent memory. They sealed London's body in a plastic bin. Let that sink in. A 17-year-old girl who had trusted Jalen, who had loved him, who had given him her time and attention and affection, was reduced to something they could stuff in a container and hide. But the cruelty didn't stop there. Charla Pendergrass, a grown woman who should have been horrified by her son's actions, instead became his accomplice. She actively participated in concealing London's murder, treating this young woman's body like it was trash to be disposed of. The most chilling detail? Charla asked a friend to help move the sealed plastic bin, claiming it contained unknown contents. This friend, unknowingly, helped transport London's remains. Imagine the horror of discovering that you had unknowingly handled the body of a murder victim because someone you trusted lied to you about what you were moving. London's body was found in that sealed plastic bin inside an SUV parked in a driveway on Millard Street in Southfield, Michigan. For 3 weeks, while her family posted missing person flyers, organized search parties, and begged the community for information, London had been dead, hidden away like a secret these two killers were determined to keep. The Oakland County Medical Examiner's Office confirmed what the family feared most. London had been murdered. The cause of death was asphyxia, homicide by suffocation. What followed was a collaborative investigation involving Detroit Police, Michigan State Police, and the FBI. This wasn't just a local missing person case anymore. This was a homicide investigation with multiple suspects and evidence of conspiracy to obstruct justice. Investigators pieced together the timeline of deception. They uncovered the attempts to move the body. They documented the lies told to friends and family. They built a case that would ensure both Jalen and Charla Pendergrass would face the full consequences of their actions.
Woman arrested and arraigned in connection with the death of London Thomas.
The 17-year-old's loved ones desperate for answers to questions about her death and what happened in the 3 weeks she was missing. Thank you for joining us. For 7 News Detroit at 5, I'm Glenda Lewis.
And I'm Mike Duffy. It's an important update in a case we know so many of you have been following. This exclusive video showing the woman arrested and charged for lying to police officers during this investigation. 7 News Detroit with the only camera in the courtroom for arraignment.
And it's been less than a week since London's body was found in Southfield. At one point, her boyfriend was named a person of interest in her disappearance. He has not been charged.
7 News Detroit reporter Randy Wimbley questioning the defense attorney of the woman charged today. He's also speaking with London's grandmother about this break in the case.
Investigators initially had 2 people in custody with seemingly the hopes of getting homicide charges on both of them. Now they have 1 suspect in custody facing a lone lesser charge. They, however, are adamant the investigation is not over. Charla Pendergrass was back in custody less than 3 hours after she was released from the Inkster Police Department Friday. Pendergrass arraigned on a 4-year felony of lying to police as they investigate the death of London Thomas, the 17-year-old who went missing last month and whose body was discovered in an SUV in Southfield last week.
The defendant did knowingly and willfully make a statement or statements to the office that she knew were false or misleading, and that London Thomas left 27262 Carlisle through the front door, alive and well.
Pendergrass was taken into custody along with the 23-year-old man, believed to be a relative, last Saturday after authorities found Thomas's body. They were held for nearly a week without being formally charged. The 23-year-old man was released Friday morning without charges. Pendergrass's defense attorney, Terry Johnson.
Let's go back to a week ago. They were turned in on a homicide charge. And they were held approximately 129, 130 hours, violation of their rights. And we're going to do something. We've got this, we've got that. And they come out with lying to a police officer. I mean, they are doing nothing but grasping at straws at this point.
Meanwhile, London Thomas's family reacting to Pendergrass's criminal charge.
I could feel it in my heart when I was talking to her that she was lying when she said that London had left.
Justina Martin says Pendergrass's relative was in a relationship with Thomas. She was last seen at a Pendergrass family home on Carlisle in Inkster April 5th.
I want justice for my granddaughter, and I know she lying. I know she had something to do with my granddaughter's death. I believe she killed my granddaughter.
But no homicide charge has been filed against Charla Pendergrass. Michigan State Police says its detectives are still working with the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office, and more charges could be announced as the investigation continues.
Both Jalen and Charla Pendergrass were arrested and charged with second-degree murder and tampering with evidence. The charges reflect the severity of their crimes and the calculated nature of their cover-up attempts. Charla was initially charged with lying to a peace officer, but those charges were dropped due to legal technicalities. However, the murder and tampering charges remained, ensuring she would still face significant consequences for her role in concealing London's death. The bond conditions tell the story of how dangerous these defendants are considered. Charla was given a $5 million cash bond with stringent conditions including GPS monitoring, travel restrictions, and weapon possession prohibitions. Jalen was denied bond entirely due to the severity of the charges and his flight risk. The arrests of both Jalen and Charla Pendergrass represent a crucial victory for London's family and for justice itself. The charges of second-degree murder and tampering with evidence carry serious penalties that reflect the gravity of their crimes. London's stepfather, Darnell Johnson, expressed both relief and outrage following the arrests. His words capture the family's journey from desperate searching to painful closure. The relief that the killers had been caught, but the outrage that anyone could harm a child with such calculated cruelty. The case demonstrates the importance of thorough investigations that can unravel even the most elaborate attempts to conceal crimes. The collaboration between multiple law enforcement agencies, Detroit Police, Michigan State Police, and the FBI, shows how serious crimes require serious resources and expertise. London's case highlights the particular vulnerability of teenage girls in relationships with older men. At 17, London was still developing her ability to recognize manipulation and control tactics. Jalen, at 23, had 6 years of additional life experience that he used to his advantage. Parents, educators, and community members must have honest conversations with young women about the power dynamics in age-gap relationships. This isn't about controlling teenage choices. It's about providing the tools to recognize when someone is using their age and experience to manipulate rather than genuinely care. Warning signs include isolation from family and friends, excessive jealousy or possessiveness, attempts to control communication or social media, and any form of physical intimidation or violence. London's murder occurred after her relationship with Jalen had ended, highlighting the most dangerous time in any abusive relationship, the separation period. Research consistently shows that the risk of intimate partner homicide increases dramatically when victims attempt to leave their abusers. For young women ending relationships, safety planning is crucial. This includes informing trusted family members about the breakup, avoiding isolated meetings with ex-partners, documenting any threatening behavior, and having a safety plan that includes safe places to go and people to call. London's decision to visit Jalen after their breakup, while understandable, placed her in extreme danger. Young women need to understand that maintaining contact with controlling or violent ex-partners can be lethal. Charla Pendergrass's role in covering up her son's crime reveals another disturbing dynamic: family members who enable and assist in violent crimes. Her willingness to help conceal London's murder shows how family loyalty can be twisted into criminal conspiracy. This case demonstrates that domestic violence and intimate partner homicide often involve networks of enablers who prioritize protecting the perpetrator over seeking justice for the victim. Recognizing these dynamics is crucial for both prevention and prosecution. The successful resolution of London's case was aided by community members who provided tips and information to law enforcement. The friend who was asked to move the sealed bin eventually came forward with information that helped build the case against the Pendergrass family. Communities must understand their role in preventing and solving violent crimes. When something seems suspicious, when someone asks you to do something that doesn't feel right, when you have information that might help a missing person case, speak up. Your information could save a life or bring justice to a family. London Thomas was 17 years old when her life was stolen from her. She will never graduate from high school, never go to college, never fall in love with someone who truly deserves her, never have children, never achieve the dreams she was just beginning to form. Her family will carry the trauma of her loss forever. Her sister will always remember being the last family member to see London alive. Her father, grandmother, and stepfather will always wonder what London could have become if she had lived. But London's story also represents something powerful: the refusal of a family to give up, the dedication of law enforcement to pursue justice, and the importance of holding killers accountable no matter how elaborate their cover-up attempts. London Thomas was more than a victim. She was a daughter, a sister, a granddaughter, and a young woman with unlimited potential. She was 17 years old, full of life and hope, when Jalen Pendergrass decided to end her story. But we won't let her story end with her death. We will remember London Thomas as the vibrant young woman she was, not just as the victim she became. We will use her story to educate others about the dangers young women face and the importance of recognizing warning signs before it's too late. We will say her name: London Thomas. Her life mattered. Her dreams mattered. Her future mattered. And her death will not be in vain if it helps save even one other young woman from experiencing the same fate. If you know a young woman in a relationship that seems controlling or dangerous, share London's story. If you're a young woman yourself and something in this case resonated with you, trust your instincts and seek help. London Thomas deserved to live. She deserved to grow up, to make mistakes and learn from them, to find real love with someone who would cherish and protect her. She deserved to become whoever she was meant to be. Instead, she became a cautionary tale, A reminder of how quickly trust can be betrayed and how devastating the consequences can be when we fail to recognize danger in time. Say her name. London Thomas. Remember her story. Learn from her tragedy. And help us prevent the next one by liking and sharing this video. Remember to support this channel by subscribing. London's story is one of thousands. Young women are dying at the hands of intimate partners at alarming rates. And many of these deaths are preventable if we know what to look for and how to respond. Subscribe to this channel to hear more stories like London's. Share this video to spread awareness about intimate partner violence among young people. And most importantly, if you or someone you know is in a dangerous relationship, reach out for help. London Thomas was 17 years old. She should be 20 today, living her life, chasing her dreams, surrounded by people who love and support her. Instead, we're here, saying her name, telling her story, and demanding that her death means something. Say her name. London Thomas. Never forget.